weird sciencey facts that boggle my mind. I just found out about something that seemingly defies physics. They're called superfluids. And as far as I know, helium is the only thing that does this, and I'm gonna do a horrible job explaining it because I totally don't understand it, but I'm gonna give it my best shot. So we think of matter as having three states, right? Liquid, gas, and solid. And matter changes between these states based on how the atoms interact with each other. So in a solid, the atoms are really strongly interacting with each other. They're tightly hanging on to each other, and that makes it so it doesn't move around a whole lot. They are married to each other, you know? And as a liquid, the atoms are more, friends with benefits. Like there's sort of a relationship going on there, but it's fluid, for lack of a better term. And then as a gas, the atoms are just barely interacting with each other. They can kind of do whatever they want, and that's why you can walk through the air without being smacked in the face. If atoms are in gaseous form, they are basically free agents to just kind of go do whatever they want, wherever they please. But they still have a little bit of interaction with each other. And something about all matter is when it moves, it creates friction. Obviously, solids moving against each other create a lot of friction, like the brakes on your car, and they get really hot when they rub together and there's motion involved. Liquid creates less friction, but the reason that a running stream doesn't freeze as quickly as still water is because all of those little water atoms moving together in the stream create friction, which creates heat, which makes it harder for that water to freeze. Gas creates even less friction. It's why you can drive a car at a couple 100 miles an hour and the body panels don't get hot. But you go fast enough and there is still a lot of friction that generates a lot of heat. It's why satellites burn up in our atmosphere as they come in, because they're just going really fast and all that air moving out of the way creates a lot of friction. So according to the laws of physics, matter moving through other matter creates friction. There's just no two ways about it. Or is there? Apparently, if you make certain atoms really, really cold, specifically helium, and when I say really cold, I mean like pretty close to absolute zero, they'll remain a liquid, they'll never freeze, and they will have zero viscosity, which means zero friction. And what that means is like if you were to stir a cup of coffee, a few minutes later, it would stop spinning in the cup. But you stir a cup of liquid helium and it will spin indefinitely. Because for some reason that I'm pretty sure is witchcraft, it doesn't create any friction rubbing against the walls of the cup or itself. So there's nothing to stop it from moving. This also means that it can leak through one molecule-sized holes in a vessel that's containing it, which makes it really hard for scientists trying to keep the shit contained, because it is really hard to find one molecule-sized cracks. It can also climb walls, which I still don't fucking understand. Because no friction, there should be nothing for it to grip against walls to walk up them. But it does, it'll flow up out of a cup against gravity just because it fucking feels like it. It's witchcraft, I don't understand it, and it freaks me out. But you should definitely go look up some superfluid videos, because they are pretty damn mind-boggling.